And I was just explaining that this sun care line is extremely interesting. There's basically a different concept completely when you look at sun with Estederm. Usually we're kind of in a place where we're like, okay, we have to run from the sun, we have to protect from the sun, we have to stay away from the sun as much as possible. But that's not necessarily the most healthy way to actually be in the sun, because we are an element. We're part of this whole ecosystem on the planet, and we are supposed to work with the other elements. So there's certain capabilities that we have that we could enhance while being outside. Of course, I'm not saying at all that you shouldn't be careful. It's just we can live with it and live healthy with it, because we do need the sun. The sun is something that keeps our bones healthy. It keeps our skin healthy, as long as we're doing it in the right way. So let me go to slideshow from the beginning. Okay. So we have 6 philosophies that we stick to with the sun. So I'm just going to kind of try to brainwash whatever else that you've had in your head about sun out of your head and kind of put this in so that you understand. Just stay open-minded for a sec. So number 1, we need to live with the sun, not without it. So like I was just explaining, we need the heat, we need the light, we need the vitamin D. It helps with depression. Like we know today, when the sun came up this morning, we probably had a better smile on our face. We felt a little better, a little more energy, all of that stuff. So we need the sun. So on to the next one, number 2, we want to adapt to the sun rather than overprotect. So if you're using sun blocks, you're not getting anything, all of those nice vitamins and minerals and things that we desperately need for our body, not only our body, but our soul. We need all of that to function every day. So number 3, everyone should be able to enjoy the sun, regardless of what your skin is like. You could be dark, you could be light, you could be sensitive, you could want to do tanning, you could do whatever. We should be able to enjoy being in the sun, and it's just about being taught how to live with sun. So the skin protects itself through tanning. So tanning is actually a natural protection, not to say that we can just run outside and tan and we're completely fine, but it is a natural defense mechanism for your skin to protect itself while being in the sun's environment. So we can enhance that as well as be using the sunscreens. So tanning does not necessarily age the skin. As long as you're protecting the membranes of your cells, you're completely fine. There's nothing wrong with tanning. It's not going to age your skin as long as you don't damage your skin. So I'll get more into that later. SPF alone is not enough. It's only a protection factor against like your basic elements. There's more to it than that to live happily in the sun. So we'll look at the benefits and the harmful effects of the sun. Some of you might know this, some not, but it's good to review either way. So at the right dose of sun, we're looking at getting our vitamin D, we're looking at calcium absorption in your teeth and bones. It helps with all of that. You could definitely take a vitamin D supplement, which we definitely need in the winter since we don't have much sun. But this is it's something that we need from the environment. It's that natural vitamin D that is synthesized in our body that we need, and it comes from the sun. It regulates our moods. It helps with your sleep-wake cycles. So your circadian clock is affected by the synthesis of the sun in your system. So you're getting melatonin within that so that you sleep well. So then we're improving certain skin conditions like acne, psoriasis, dermatitis, antibacterial action. So this sun is actually quite healing in the right doses. So I'm going to keep repeating that, in the right doses. It gives us heat and energy and photosynthesis. So we need that for the environment around us so that we can survive as well. Now, the harmful effects of the sun, we're looking at accelerated aging of the skin, arrhythmia or sunburn, skin cancer, and photosensitivities. I'm just going to move this around here. Any questions so far? We're pretty good?
Good, thank you. Ella, you put on your mic, went on off accidentally. Your mic is on.
Did you hear anything I just said? That's awesome. Okay, let's do that again. All right, so UVB and UVA are responsible for what? So UVB, we're looking at sunburns, DNA damage, delayed tanning, decrease in your Langerhans cells. So the Langerhans cells are responsibility for your immune response, your sensitivities, as well as skin cancers. But this is just the bad part of it. Why do I keep doing that? I noticed this time. Okay, UVA. That is your aging one. So UVA, of course, we're looking at aging, immediate tanning. That is that tan that kind of comes quickly and would go quickly. Oxidative damage, as well as photoallergies. So there are good sides to this, but this is what we're looking to prevent. Now, the pigmentation process is kind of interesting, just because we do address this all separately within the line. We have the direct pigmentation. So when the sun goes directly to your melanocyte, which is down at number 1 there, it stimulates the melanocyte and tyranase, which is now going to cause your melanin to increase. So now you're getting that deep tan that lasts longer and it's more even, okay? Now, indirect pigmentation is where it stimulates the keratinocyte. So this is just, it could be layers that are flaking off. It's very unpredictable. So this is where we start to get spots in the skin. So number 1 and number 2 are completely separate, but the sun will activate both, okay? He's running. Okay, so now, when we look at the screens and filters that we use, so right at the top in the middle, you can see the sun, and then there's a blue dotted line, and then there's a solid line, and then we have the red kind of ovals that are there. So the sun rays are the yellow lines with the arrows. The skin is in the middle, that solid kind of maroon line there. The screens usually sit on the outside, but they're dotted for a reason. So our screens are not full coverage just because it's smart enough to let in what the skin needs and repel what the skin does not need. Okay, so we're getting all the vitamin D and everything that we need, and it's repelling all the things that are going to damage the skin. So it's going through the skin, and then the filters will go into the skin and just sit just beneath the skin, and they'll do the exact same thing as the screens. So you're getting a double filter here. You're making sure that you're getting what you need and you're repelling what you don't. So that's kind of like our explanation on how our screens and filters work. So sun care products on the market are usually just the screens and filters, and they're not really the same function as ours. Ours, on the other hand, we do use the screen and filters, but we do have other patents with it. So global cellular protection is it's a patent that actually helps your skin to remember how to function in the sun. The reason why I say remember is because with our environment, medications, lifestyle, all of those things, our skin forgets how to function in our environment. And that's not only our skin, that's many parts of our body where we have to re-educate for it to remember to function the way it should. So that's what it's going to do. Our skin has a natural SPF 8 without any forgetting what it's supposed to do. This is going to bring back that natural SPF 8. So as per Health Canada, that's an 85% coverage from the sun already, okay? So we're doing that. We're making sure to give an environmental protection, not only the screens and filters, but you're going to be protected from infrared and visible light as well. Now, sometimes you'll find this in some of our creams or things like that, because we don't put SPFs in our creams for the reason of diluting. But this is a patent that can go in creams. It can go in any sort of formulation and not have that dilution problem with the SPF number. So that's an interesting patent there. And then Adaptosun is another patent that we have there that helps your skin to tan. So it's going to go straight to the melanocyte and activate it so that you can then produce more of your own color. Okay, so we're inducing that to get your skin used to the sun, you know how like when I don't know, you're going away to Mexico, you'd go to the tanning bed and get a base tan. Well, this patent will actually do that without damaging your skin in a tanning bed. It'll activate the melanocyte to be ready for a sun exposure, and then you will, in result, tan deeper and keep your tan longer. So that's one part of the line that we have, the Adaptosun. Any questions on this one? You're good? All right. So on to the next one. Solar re-education. So cellular water is #1 for Estederm in total, regardless of what product we're using. The cellular water is the water that we use in every product, and we do have the spray separately. But this water is created to be very, very similar to the water that we produce in our body. And this actually helps with the skin's reaction to the product. So it's going to use it as something that it recognizes, and it's going to pull it in as its own, and all of the actives come in with it. So the absorption on our products are amazing just because of this water. Now, I was just talking about this global cellular protection. So that one it helps with, man, it helps with everything. This is definitely something that strengthens your skin. It helps it to remember how to function. It helps it to be able to function in the environment that we're in, because whenever we were created, I wasn't there, but whenever we were created back then without all this pollution and stuff, our skin had a different experience, and we're not made to deal with all this pollution and all these things that we have around us now. So this is going to help with the tolerance to our environment as well. We went over Adaptosun, so that one is going to help you with the long-lasting, more intense tan. And then we have the screens and filters. So we'll go on to the next. So there's two possible outcomes on using Estederm sun care. So on the left side, you want to tan safely, but this is for phototypes 3+. So we want to make sure that in this range, you don't have any sort of like dark spots that you don't want to get darker, because if you do use this and you have hyperpigmentation or anything like that, it's going to show up darker. We do have options for that, but if you're doing this sort of part of the line, you shouldn't have a hyperpigmentation issue. Now, on the other side, we're looking at people who hive in the sun or have pigmentation or have other issues where they do want to be in the sun, but they have intolerances. So we have options for those people. So in this part of the line, on the right side, you have the Adaptosun body lotion that says tan safely with SPF 35. That one is for, well, for body, obviously. It's kind of like a light lotion texture. Our sunscreens do not stink like some others. They smell actually quite nice. So this one you can put all over your body. Make sure you're putting it on 20 minutes before your exposure, and then every 2 hours or after an intense sweat or swim. Now, underneath that, we have the Sun Bronze and the Silky Mist. These two are more of an oil base. So you can put them both in your hair and on your body. They are dry oils, so they're not going to be comedogenic. They're very adaptable to the skin. So these are water and sweat resistant, but again, you still want to reapply, so it won't stay on all day, or if you go swimming, it stays on for about 40 minutes and then you're going to need to reapply. But these, honestly, out of the whole part of this line, you have the most popular three, other than the ones that are tinted for the face. So these ones here, again, you want to make sure that there is no issue with hyperpigmentation if you're using these products. Otherwise, you will get a nice deep tan and it's your own color. Now, if you can't tan, let's put that out there. If you're one that goes in the sun and you just burn, you go red and you go back, this is not going to give you a tan. This is just going to work with your own capability of tanning. It's just going to accelerate it. Now in here we have, like in this patent for Adaptosun, we have a biomimetic hexapeptide, we have amino acids, vitamin F, and copper. So for these, we're looking at induction, synthesis, and distribution. So we want to make sure that we are getting right to the melanocyte and we're saying, hey, we're knocking on the door and we're like, make more melanin. We want a tan. Make sure that we're protecting our skin. Then we're going to make the more melanin and then distribute it nice and even throughout your layers of the skin. Okay, so we're looking here
So
at.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Can you just go back to the previous slide, just 2 seconds? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so here we're looking at the benefits. So we do have various textures of formulas for different skin types. So if you don't like oil or you want a lotion or anything like that, we have different formulas that will do the same result. This optimizes and enhances natural tanning. So like I said, if you're able to tan on your own, this will enhance that tan. If you cannot tan, it's not going to give you a tan. So this gives a faster and deeper tan, and it lasts much longer than normal. And this actually preserves the skin youth because it does have your protection in it as well. So you're enhancing your tan, but you're also protecting. So it's kind of like a little weird for what we're used to hearing. The formula has the global cellular protection, so we're re-educating the skin to remember how to function properly in the environment we're in. The Adaptosun is going to enhance the tan. We have the cellular water patent that's going to give the water it needs to the skin. So the difference with this water is that the skin takes it in. Considering if you were to sit in a bathtub in, say, the city water, you end up all wrinkly and dehydrated, so it takes away your water. This water will put in. So when you're tanning or when you're outside or in a hot environment, this is going to give your skin the water it needs as well. And then we also have the screens and filters. So these are the filters that we use. So we have the photo stabilized filters, we have the mineral screens, and then the natural screens. So we like to kind of do a mix because if you go too high with just filters and screens, you end up doing the reverse effect. So I'm going to pick on a drugstore brand, but I won't say it. Anyway, when you see, say, like an SPF 110 or 50 or 60, and they're only using screens and filters just past the 30, you're looking at almost burning. Like I know Banana Boat had a 3rd-degree burn while using it just because of that reason. The SPF screens and filters are too high, so it's like putting yourself in a frying pan. So we're trying not to do that, but give you extra protection. So that's why we throw in the mineral screens. Those will never do that to you, as well as the Pongamia oil. So that one, we like to use that to take you to the next level when you're getting up to your 50s and things like that, just so that you're getting your nutrition, but you're also getting protection from the natural side as well. So it's a nice mixture of screens and filters that we do use to keep your skin healthy. Any questions on that? No? All right. So this is the spray that's by itself with the global cellular protection. I left this here just so you can kind of see what it is. This is the patent, but it's also on its own. That's in all of the products that need protection. So this strengthens the skin's natural defenses. It reinforces for a total spectrum protection. So like I said, UVA, UVB, visible light, and infrared protection. This prepares the skin for an exposure. This diminishes the risk of sunburn. It diminishes the risk of dark spots as well. So this is an interesting spray / patent that you will see in all of the sunscreens.
Ella, is that the same as the cellular water or no? Is that the new name for cellular water? This is a whole new different product.
Yeah, that's completely different. So this one, say we have one for tanning and we have this one. You can use this with your daily skin regimen just to strengthen your skin. This one doesn't focus on water, it's focusing more on environment. So say you wanted to do that whole tanning bed thing. You're going away and you want to get your skin ready for an exposure. If my skin was intolerant and I burn really easily or anything like that, and I'm not really looking at tanning, I would definitely use this for 2 weeks on my skin before going away, just to get my skin stronger and happier in a different environment. You know what I mean? It would be stronger towards that different environment. But you could use this morning and night daily, regardless of where you are, to just make your skin more tolerant and strong.
And that's because of the global cellular protection.
Yes.
That's
so
in this, but it's not in the cellular water.
No, the cellular water is just the water that mimics the skin's water. Yeah.
That's what makes the difference. Okay.
This one kind of feels like a little, it's like between a water and a serum. It's got a little bit of texture to it. So I like to spray it in my hand and put it on, just because if you spray it, it's almost too much. But anyway, that's a little too much information. But when it comes down to it, this is completely separate.
Yeah. All right, perfect.
I have a question. Yes. What about, like, you know, those some people, when they're getting shellac manicures, they're concerned about the light?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you could definitely use this. The only thing with this is it's something that builds tolerance over time. I wouldn't say that it would work directly like a sunscreen. This is why it's in the sunscreens, to help them. I would still, you could use a sunscreen if you wanted to, like just kind of have them put sunscreen on their hands to then put their hands in the UV machine. But yeah, this one, I wouldn't say that it would be, because that's an intense exposure when you put your hand in there. I wouldn't say that this would make a huge difference unless they're using it daily.
Well, I was thinking more so to have them use it at home, and then, like as you said, to kind of prepare their skin for when they do come for.
Absolutely, you can use this anywhere on your body, for sure. If they're ones that come in like monthly or whatever to have their nails done and they're concerned about the exposure, definitely they should be putting something like this on to strengthen the skin on their hands. Or even if people are driving, they drive a lot and their hands are exposed. This is a really good thing to be using on their hands as well.
Would another point of sale too is also people who are in front of the screens, in front of the computer every day.
Honestly, that is my biggest, is my, like, since COVID and people working from home, I have seen a level of hyperpigmentation that I've never, like, the damage is unreal. So what I do, just because sometimes you're sitting there and you don't even realize how many hours have gone by, or you have to be on there for more than 2 hours and you're not going to reapply. I actually got a filter to put on my screen. One of those UV filters for the blue light things. I put that on all of my screens now, just because I'm realizing even more so how much this is baking my face. So even my phones, everything else, I have it on there. But of course, I'm still wearing my sunscreen. I actually sprayed my face right before starting this, because you never know, some of it comes through. But yeah, I'm adamant about using sun care indoors now, because people don't think about that. So yeah,
because your screens now emanate as much damage as the sun.
Oh, it's sometimes worse.
Or the sun, like worse.
I don't know, this because we have a Visia machine and we're seeing inside. And when I scan people, they're like, "No, I'm just inside all the time." I'm like, "Are you working on your computer?" And they're like, "Yeah." And the damage is unreal underneath. So just to keep that in mind, this is interesting. Yeah.
Can we give this to a client that's doing the pico, for instance? Like, I know they're using sunscreen and they're taking care of their skin, but can they use this spray as well to get their skin stronger so that they're not prone to the
extreme heat?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly,
no, not the extreme heat. Like, I mean, like the after.
Like just to rebuild their skin?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. This actually benefits anyone. Like, I put it for acne people, anybody, just because the skin can always be smarter and stronger. I just kind of look at it that way. Like, there's nobody that could not benefit from using this.
Do you have anyone who's used it after laser treatments?
Yeah. Yep. We use it after every facial with Estederm. and every treatment for sure. That's the
after
last
laser,
thing we do.
Laser.
Yeah.
After
You
you've
could
had
use it after laser for
like
sure.
skin alleviation. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. It's an anti-inflammatory. It feels very good on, and it's not heavy. You know what? After laser, you don't want to put like goopy stuff on. This is it's nice, and it still has that moisture, so you don't feel like you didn't do anything, but it doesn't feel goopy. So yeah, for sure. I have some of my clients doing that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move to the next one. So here you have the Sun Ultimate. So the Sun Ultimate, this one is very good for people who hive. Now, I use this on just about anyone. This is what I call the generic, but not so generic sunscreen that we have. You can use it just about on anyone. But here's my story for this one, because I think for every product in this line, I've tried it on someone that has the issue. So I have a client that is very fair-skinned, blonde hair, and she loves going to Jamaica. And every time she goes, she burns and she hives. So I sent her with some of this. Well, I didn't send her. She went, and I gave her some sunscreen. I wasn't sent her to Jamaica. Anyway, I gave her some sunscreen, some Sun Ultimate to take with her, and she hogged it to herself and said her whole family hived and burned, and she didn't. So this one is actually really good for taking down inflammation. Very, very good. Like the spray, the body spray one, I use it on my nieces and nephews. Believe it or not, they're very fair skin. They are. And we use this on them in the summer. Their skin does not burn. Everything is really normal and plump, happy. So we have the face one and we have the body one. So the face one is just in a tube and the body one is in a spray. Now the spray isn't like a aerosol spray. It's kind of like just shoots it out at your skin and you're able to rub it in. But yeah, this one is very, very good for keeping the skin very calm in the sun. Now, if you were tanning and you still had to be outside and your skin is a little bit tender still, you can use this one as well to help bring down the inflammation, but we still have other things that we could do, but this would definitely help. So the other good thing about this is it helps to strengthen the skin a bit. So when you have your intolerances, it's going to help to diminish those intolerances as much as possible. So we have this global cellular protection in here, the soothing actives, we have the screens and filters, and the cellular water in there.
Ella, what's the first one? Okay, so there's 3 products there, but is it 2? So what's the Into Repair? Then there's the Sun Ultimate Body and face and body.
Okay, so the Into Repair, that one is for aging. So we have repair technology in there. Say because when you're at the beach, let's say you're at the beach or you're at the pool and you go swimming, all your skincare is gone. Like that's just it. So then when you reapply, you're just putting your sunscreen on. This one actually has anti-age properties in it as well, and it's actually a little more hydrating than the other ones. So you can almost swap this out for an anti-age cream. I wouldn't say that it's a moisturizer like that, but when you're in that situation, you could treat it that way. So it has some of your aging properties in there on top of, whatever else you're using. But in the summer to reapply something like this is really nice because then you're not really missing out on your skincare completely as you're outside.
Okay.
Okay.
After jumping in the pool.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're not going to go put your whole skincare regimen back on and then put your sunscreen.
And then put your Sun Ultimate on after.
Exactly. So it's just an option to have a little bit. It has more texture to it for a more dry skin. And it also has the repair technology in there. But I wouldn't say it's anything like our anti-age cream, but it still has something in there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So you have Sun Expert. I don't know if you have the tinted ones, but Sun Expert is one that I use all the time because for people like me, I will mark like nobody's business. So if I get a pimple, I get a dark mark. I'm a hyperpigmentation person. So this is for people like me. So this brightens your complexion. It helps with preventing dark spots in the future. It unifies the complexion and keeps and covers your irregularities. Now these two colors are very like they're actually almost like a concealer. They have a lot of color. So if you're going to use this, you can definitely get away with just this in the summer if you or whenever. It's a little more color, I would say, than a BB cream. It's actually got quite a bit of coverage, but it's a sunscreen. So and then we have the first one has no color, so I use that one. This preserves the skin's youth. It does have some anti-age properties in it, and there's no fragrance to it. So we have the global cellular protection, of course, in here. We have the photo reverse patent. So this patent actually helps to brighten your skin. It helps with preventing your dark spots. And then we have the cellular water patent, as well as the screens and filters. So this is an interesting one. We were in south of France and we were on a boat on the Mediterranean Sea, and I decided, okay, I'm going to put this one to the test because I tan easy, really, really easy. And I had that on my face and I made sure to reapply, and my body tanned quite well and my face actually held back, which was interesting. So of course I had to reapply. I'm not saying putting once and then going out there for 6 hours and expecting it to work completely, but I was very diligent at reapplying, and no marks that I had, mind you, I didn't have many at the time, but whatever was there did not get darker, and neither did my whole face. So this is going to help prevent tanning almost altogether. Now you do have the after sun. So people sometimes don't realize the blue ones are our after sun. I'm not sure which one you have though. I think it's the SOS one in the middle. The ones on the left are ones that help you to prolong your tan. So if you come back from your trip or you're out in the sun at home or whatever, and you want to keep that nice tan that you had, this is not only going to give you the after sun benefits, it's also going to keep your tan longer. So you keep applying it every day and it'll keep your tan there for up to 3 months. So we have the face cream as well as the body for the prolonging the tan. Now, some people don't know why you use an after sun. So why you use an after sun is that when you're outside, you're dehydrating your skin, regardless of what you do. Because it's hot, you're going to be expelling water. So this is going to put back the water in your skin. It's very anti-inflammatory because just the heat alone will cause inflammation, not just being burnt. The heat will definitely cause some inflammation. We don't want that there. So we're going to take down that inflammation. And the skin does need to heal a little bit from being outside, regardless of how well you reapply your sun care. So this here is going to help your skin to repair itself in half the time. So say if it takes 12 hours for your cells to repair themselves, it'll take only 6. Now, I was in Italy, and my fiance at the time had burnt his shins. I don't know how that happened. Like we were walking normal. I don't know how the front of his legs only got burnt, but I used the after sun, and by the next day it was basically gone. So this is extremely healing. It's soothing. It's hydrating. It's going to do all of the things your skin needs to do to recover after a sun exposure. Now, the ones in the middle, the top one that's blue, this one here does not have the tanning function to it, so it's going to just soothe. So if for people who are intolerant or me, who I don't really care to tan any more than I'm already tanned, I'm definitely going to use that one. I'll get all the benefits of the repair and the hydration without the tanning aspect. Now, I did notice you have the micellar after sun. That one we're getting rid of it, unfortunately. They just told me. It's fantastic though. So if you still have it, this one is a shower gel that takes off the SPFs, any chlorine, anything that may be on your skin after being at the beach or in the sun or at the pool. I've actually used it in my hair to take out chlorine, just because I don't know, sometimes carrying when you're away or whatever, you don't want to take a shampoo and this and that, whatever. It actually takes the chlorine quite well out of the hair. So anyway, if you still have this is a very nice body wash. So it removes all of those things that you just want off your skin once you come back in. We don't have the we just launched this guy here. So this is the new bronzer. We had two, one for face, one for body, and now we have a new one. So I asked for the literature on it, but we don't have it yet because it's just launching. But once I have this, I'll let you guys know. I do have to say our self tanners do not smell. They smell actually quite well. And they actually give you a nice Mediterranean kind of glow. One of our reps out in BC, I thought she had a Mediterranean background, but she doesn't. She just religiously uses this Estederm self tanner. So Nella, this one's yours. I'm gonna give you that. So you tell me how you like it, but yeah, I have to say I haven't seen any disasters. So this one is a nice gel cream. It comes with this little applicator thing, so you don't have to do it with your hands. But always make sure with self tanners that you're exfoliating as well as hydrating before putting it on so that you get a nice even coverage, especially knees, elbows, hands, those kind of things. You want to make sure they're well hydrated and exfoliated. But I do have to say it's our self tanners are nice. They're nice to use. So well, let me just explain the last thing this here. The protective powder, this one, I have some clients that use it after the facials. It's a mineral coverage. So you have your titanium dioxide and zinc. So it's a nice, it's kind of like it adapts to any skin color almost. It's not super dark. It's not super light. You just put a nice little dusting of it on. Now, for people who wear makeup, it's really hard to reapply sunscreen on your face unless it's some sort of mist. So this is a nice way to touch up your sunscreen throughout the day without ruining your makeup. So yeah, so that's that. Any questions? Here. All right, so we'll just kind of run through this again. So these after suns are going to help with soothing the skin. It's going to hydrate and nourish the skin. It's going to make sure the repair is on point. The tan is prolonged, and it has the repair technology, which is anti-aging. So we have the repair technology, the Adapta-Sun to enhance your tan and to keep it, the soothing complex, as well as the cellular water patent and the global cellular protection. Now the SOS one does all the same things. So it's for face and body. It's soothing to the skin. The skin is hydrated and nourished. It's repaired, but it just doesn't keep the tan. Okay, so this is the difference between those two. It has a nourishing complex in there, a soothing complex, as well as a cellular water patent. And then here we're looking at the micellar water shower gel. So this is for face and body. It balances the skin's ecosystem. So we want to make sure that we're not imbalancing the skin while cleansing. So it doesn't really dry out your hair either when you use this for taking the chlorine out. It removes all traces of UV filters, sand, salt, and chlorine. It soothes and calms. It hydrates and preserves the skin's youthfulness. So we have the skin balance system here, which is in all of our cleansers. It has the micellar technology. Just so you know, we're the first inventors of micellar water. Bioderma is Estederm, just the pharmacy brand. So we have that, as well as Remnos, which is extremely anti-inflammatory, and then the cellular water patent. So that's that for sun care. There are a few other products, but I just stuck to what you guys basically have. Yeah, so if you haven't signed up yet, go on pro-estederm.ca and sign up for the training platform, just so that you can have access to all of the things that will help you learn about the product line. So how was that?
That was great.
It was helpful.
Good. Honestly, sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around something new. Like this is definitely against what we normally have been taught about sun. But I'm telling you, my skin, my friends, anyone around me who is using this sun care, it's not heavy. It doesn't smell bad. It's one of those where it's a joy to use it, and you're able to actually function outside without feeling guilty as long as you reapply. So
So I think everyone pretty much got more information. I will have some of the documentation for you. That's what Ella and I were talking about, kind of to have in location. And this video, this is recorded, so I'll send it to you. I took down quite a bit new notes for myself as well.
For sure.
So I'd like you to, what do you guys feel like about kind of going back to, with the information that you learned today, look at the products you all have on your shelves when it comes to the body products. And I mean, even the other, even our Jolly Body, okay, and the sun care now, and kind of get yourself familiar. I've got some samples that I will bring into location as well, so we can feel them and see them instead of cracking open our bottles.
Mhm.
And get familiar with them. And then what I would like to do is see if there's anything that you would like me from the product that you saw today that you'd like to order. I think we have, they can order some product as well.
Yep, they have
online
a
with you.
25% less than cost price for 3 retail size products. So you probably don't have the link, so I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
You probably don't
resend
have
the
it
link.
handy.
I did find it and I did go on it, but yes, resend me the link so I can resend it to them.
All right, sounds good. So yeah,
and
if there's any
then
questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer.
yeah. And then, I mean, look after the product. Like, I think, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to try the City Spray? Definitely the self tanner. I'm gonna see Ella this week, so definitely we want to try the City Spray, the self tanner. And what do you guys think of the mineral powder? It's one for all skin types. I'd like to try it.
I think I have. No, I don't. I'll have to find one. Yeah, I'll see if I can bring one with the self tanner, so you can try it.
All right, that'll be great. Because right now I'm looking for mineral power. Like the color science, there's just too many too many SKUs.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors, but that's looking
It's
for
nice.
actual makeup almost. This one is just like a quick,
just the cover and throughout the day. Like it can be retail, then we can use after if someone needs after a treatment if they really need to try.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any questions, you guys? You're all good?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're all good. I don't see anything in the chat. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you. That was great.
All right. Have a great day, you guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye.
you.
You're
Goodbye.
welcome.